Hello and welcome to Paydirt TV. I'm Dominic Piper. Today I'm joined by Phil Hoskins, Managing Director of Marvel Gold Limited. Phil, thanks for joining us.
Hi Dom, how are you going?
Very well, thank you. Phil, you've spent the last year since the restructure of the company really building the base of Marvel in Mali. You've picked up more ground, you've expanded the tenement base, you've also expanded the resources you had there. Are you happy with the position you now sit in?
Yeah, really happy, Dom. In 12 months, we've built an 830 square kilometre land package, really consolidated a complete block there, its own belt, about 100 kilometres upstrike from Marilla deposit. So on the same shear zone as Marilla, our own belt, and it's already got nigh on 1 million ounces, and with a resource upgrade to come. We've spent this year really setting ourselves up for future programs with a lot of some of the earlier stage work. I think the next 12 months are going to be really exciting for us. Hopefully we'll see some new discoveries in Mali.
You say it's exciting. Looking at the Tabakoroli project itself, it does have the look of a flagship asset about it. You managed to expand that resource earlier in the year. And you've just completed another 9,000 metres of drilling now. What's the plan from here? Can we expect to see another resource upgrade in the next couple of months?
Yeah, when we picked up the asset, it was 500,000 ounces at 1 gram per tonne. By September, 3 months later, it was 910,000 ounces at 1.2 grams per tonne. We've drilled 9,500 metres of RC or diamond into it this year, extended the strike in both directions, had some really great near-surface high-grade hits in our recent program. Still got 1,000 metres to be released, but there'll be a resource upgrade during September. That will take it past 1 million ounces. Not quite sure where it'll land yet, but absolutely it's got the hallmarks of an asset that could be a flagship asset for the company. That's why we've built such a large land holding around it. We're highly confident of making new discoveries, and we've done a lot of other work to de-risk it as well. So combined with the graphite asset that we're about to spin off, that's incredibly exciting for us. Look, I think Tabakoroli, looking forwards, something to hang our hat on.
1 million ounces is generally seen as a marker for a development project, but it's not always the case. There's obviously a lot else that goes into developing a project. But does Tabakoroli look like a project that you as Marvel could develop yourselves?
Yeah, I think whilst we don't want to be talking about the asset in sort of a development mode at the moment, we've had it for 12 months, and we see a hell of a lot of exploration potential there. Obviously, you've got to have one eye to the future. You don't want to be sort of flogging a dead horse, and that was something that we did early on in our ownership, was to de-risk the asset with metallurgical test work. 90% of the deposit sits in fresh rock, and so we wanted to go out and do your sort of standard bottle roll test work to make sure that the project wasn't refractory gold. We were very pleased with those results. 97% recoveries from our finer grind, 93% recoveries in our coarser grind, and so we'll get away with very simple processing with low reagent usage, so it'll be low cost as well. So I guess from a metallurgical point of view, it's really good. The deposit itself is from surface, so it's going to be open pittable, good consistent thicknesses over a 3.2 kilometre strike length, and so we expect to have a relatively low strip ratio. So with that eye on the future, we do believe that it does have the types of attributes that can make for a developable gold mine. In terms of actually going ahead and doing that, I think we've also got a team capable of doing that. Whilst on the geological side, Chris Van Wyck and Andrew Party's a geologist on our board as well by background, but Andrew was also involved in the development of Centamin's Sukari gold mine, and later became the CEO of that company, a $2 billion company in the UK. And my personal background with the graphite asset was taking it all the way through from first drill hole to being construction ready. It was only funding that has prevented us taking that into construction. So I think we've also got a team that are capable of taking the asset towards production as well. And obviously the assets got to be there to do that as well.
So what is the plan post-resource in a couple of weeks' time? What will we see from the rest of the year from Marvel?
Yeah, I think we'll have we're actually going to be drilling through the wet season. We're expecting to undertake an auger program over September and October. We've got such large anomalies with multi-element support. So the sort of pathfinders that, or the signature that Tabacoroli carries is not just gold in soils, but tellurium, tungsten, and arsenic. And we've done multi-element soils over probably 400 of the 800 square kilometres, and we've got vast expanses that have anomalism in all of those things. We've also got geophysics that's lending support, showing us where the structures are going through those anomalies. So, but because they are still so vast, we want to narrow in before we start to do air core or RC drilling. And so we've got an auger program September, October. We'll look to keep a rig busy there for all of next year, from sort of November to July next year. It is about resource expansion for us. There are post this resource expansion in September, or upgrade in September, there will be some other areas around the deposit where we can make sort of small incremental wins. But I think the sort of the doubling of the resource from here is going to come from regionally. Can we find another Tabacoroli out there? Certainly, there's a lot of sniffs and a lot of excitement out there, and we're approaching it in a systematic way. So yeah, I guess the 12 months is still going to be an exploration phase with a real regional focus from auger through to air core.
Those plans for the next 12 months obviously point to the fact that you're fully focused now on Mali and gold in Mali, given that you were about to spin out your Chilolo graphite asset in Tanzania into a new IPO, Evolution Energy. Can you explain how the IPO is going?
Yeah, for sure. We took the decision to spin it out in April of this year. We've been working obviously on prospectuses and things like that. The project is it's a world-class asset. It's one of the coarsest flake deposits in the world. It's high grade, near surface. We've got 18-year mine life in a DFS based on reserves only. We've drilled probably 10% of the strike that we know as graphite there. It is construction ready, got a mining license, got the environmental approvals and everything. So we're not spinning it off because it's a poor cousin of an asset. It really is a high quality asset within that space. I've spent 7 years developing it, and also something that I and my team bring is a really strong understanding of the graphite market as well. So we've sought to spin that out though with the focus on gold in Mali moving forward. And what that's going to look like is a $22 million capital raising. 9.5 million of that is going to repay a historical debt attached to the asset that's been encumbering the asset within Marvel. That will see it leave Marvel, go into Evolution Energy Minerals. In terms of what it means for Marvel will take $2 million in cash off the table. Marvel will end up as a 31% shareholder of Evolution. We'll consider our options, but likely end up in specie distributing those shares to our shareholders soon after the IPO itself. Yeah, that's $12 million worth of value for an asset that I don't think is really getting much value within our stock at the moment. So the separation of these two assets, we believe, will add a lot of value for our shareholders. Evolution itself, I think, is going to have a very exciting time. It's coming on with still a very cheap $20 million enterprise value. You look at the peer group have gone up probably between 300% and 500% over the year or so that we've been in gold. So such is our luck. But so it's going to come on cheap. We've lined up an extremely credible cornerstone investor that we look forward to sort of finalising the details with. Really all that's waiting on now, the prospectus is ready, but we're waiting on an in-country consent in Tanzania. It's called the Fair Competition Commission, and we're expecting to get that during August, be able to release the prospectus maybe early September, and then by October have it listed.
Well, with drilling in Mali, drilling for gold in Mali and the IPO in Tanzania on graphite, it sounds like you've got plenty on your plate at the moment. Phil, we look forward to seeing Marvel Gold appear at Africa Down Under in the 1st and 2nd of September here in Perth, but also on the live stream right across the world. And perhaps in the next couple of months we'll be able to catch up again and discuss that resource upgrade and also the IPO process. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, Tom, and looking forward to Africa Down Under.